Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Brian, and I am joined by Eduardo for the first time in months, years.
I think maybe the last time I was here was the other Mass Effect game, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, and that we did a year and a half ago.
Well, this game is also 2 years old, almost.
Well, I know, but that means we did Mass Effect 2 after Mass Effect 3 came out, and we're way behind.
It doesnn't matter. We do. We're on our schedule.
Yes.
We're not on EA's schedule of releases.
Yeah. If we
God forbid we were on Ubisoft's schedule of releases. We'd have to do every single Assassin's Creed game every year.
As long as they paid us, I would do it. But since they're not,
yeah, we were. Yeah.
We did Mass Effect 1 and 2, but we never did 3, and I think this is a good point that we should. Even though originally today I thought we were going to do BioShock Infinite, but that kind of changed since I didn't play BioShock Infinite more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you have to get at least a decent way through the game, if not finish the game, before we can actually do this.
Yeah. So this is going to work a lot better for us since we both know what's going to happen, what's going on, and basically how to play. So,
yeah. Even though I haven't played in forever this game.
Well, it's good that you're not actually playing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez.
I haven't played it in a while either, but I remember how to play, so that's not a big issue. So we're just going to start a new game, and we're going to import in a Mass Effect 2 character, which is actually my personal Mass Effect 2 character, because why not? We saved the Rachni Queen, rescued Ashley Williams, instead let Kaidan to die. Chose to save the Council, saved Malin's data. We kept Rex alive.
Why would you ever kill Rex?
I don't know. It's a stupid decision.
It really
we
is.
chose to rewrite the Geth instead of destroying them. Destroyed the collector base instead of keeping it. I think that was the option.
Yeah, that was the other option. That you keep it.
Okay.
See, it's funny because I did my entire game Paragon.
Yeah.
But I kept the collector base.
Yeah.
And it yields interesting results.
How so?
It's different. I'll talk about it when we get to that point.
Okay.
Because it does. You do see the effects in this game.
Okay.
But it's slight differences that I think are interesting.
Okay. But yeah, I played this file for 48 hours almost. So I played it quite a bit, and Eduardo played his for 60 plus.
Yeah, about 60.
So we're well endowed in the knowledge of Mass Effect 2.
Exactly.
But I survived this suicide mission with all 10 of my squad mates because I kind of cheated a little. But hey, whatever. I romanced Ashley before Mass Effect. Why does it say before?
I was about to say
2?
that. Why does it just say
in Mass Effect 1?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But yeah, we coupled with Ashley in Mass Effect 1 and then Miranda in Mass Effect 2. And I could go 1 minute before.
Oh no.
But I gotta go most recent. So we're gonna import that character. And thankfully it imports our default face properly because we can either accept the imported face or choose the default face.
And like I was talking before, when the game was first released, if you had a custom face, it imported, it just didn't do it half the time, or at all. Because because I was telling you before that initially I had tried to when the game first launched, didn't work. A couple weeks later, it had half the options worked, and the other half were just kind of oh yeah, we're gonna have different colored hair, different color eyes. It's not gonna quite match up. And then I played it again about a year afterwards, and it finally had everything fixed
properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just went through the options of what type of character we are. We're gonna be a soldier with a proficiency in armor-piercing ammo. Primarily because with the armor-piercing ammo, it's gonna be a better offensive power than any other power that we have options for, like warp ammo or anything like that.
Yeah, and if you're playing as a soldier, you're going to be the point man. Yeah, you're going to be the one who's pushing your team forward. You really have to use your team as support for you, and you're doing a brunt of the damage.
Right. And we also just went through with soldier just because we don't really use any biotic powers or anything at least I didn't when I played through it because
they're nice. They're fancy powers.
They're fancy,
they're
cool. But they're better. I think it's better to just have a nice assault rifle and a pistol and just blow things away.
Well, yeah, it makes the game feel much more like an action movie, which 3 really is. It's much more of an action oriented game than it is an RPG like the first one was primarily.
Yeah, the first one was pretty much adventure action RPG.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yeah, and the second one kind of was like the mixing of the two.
Intermediary.
Yeah, and then this one is essentially an action game. It really is, which I'm fine with. I know a lot of people were online, at least, were really upset about that, but I was fine. This one kind of needed to be an action game.
A cinematic experience.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I actually would have been perfectly fine if this game was literally you could not make any other type of story changing decisions, and it just showed you the repercussions of decisions you made in the other two games. Like, this seriously was just repercussions of your decisions, which I would have been fine with. Like, you couldn't make any other decisions, because then I would have been like, this would have been a really cool experiment.
You're right. Yeah, I think it would have been really interesting. I mean, this is one of those games that does choice decisions very well. Mm-hmm. Most other games struggle within its own game. This one spans 3 games, and your choices actually change the outcomes. I mean, the ultimate story arc is the same regardless.
Well, because you couldn't change it so radically.
Well, I know, but the devil's in the details, as it were.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I really appreciate about this game. Because, like, a lot of people complain about that the story's the same. But I'm like, it's in the details. Like, when I'm talking to you or I'm talking to one of my other friends, we'll be like, oh, so-and-so survived in my game, so this is different. Like, and speaking of differences, if you played the DLC for Mass Effect 2 Arrival, the dialogue that they're saying here would be completely different. Like, you're playing it, they're not talking about the fact, and spoiler here for the DLC, that you blew up a mass relay and destroyed a whole section of Batarian space. Whereas in my game, that he's yelling at you for it. That's why you're court-martialed right now. So it's in the details, like you were saying. And it's great.
Yeah, now basically what we're doing is we're just going to talk to the human committee of humans.
I would hope so. To the human committee.
Well, I don't know what else to call them. The Vancouver committee, I guess, or something. I don't know.
It's a human parliament, right? I think something. Or is this specifically for the military, or is this the human government?
Or is this his court martial that he's going to?
Maybe.
I think it's his court martial.
Maybe.
But yeah, Ashley Williams is in this game, like the first one and the second one. But now she looks good. Better.
Yeah, there we go. That's
redacted. Better.
Better. I do like the way her armor looks in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that it does look more actually like armor.
Yeah, instead of just Barbie pink and white.
I was fine with the coloring though. I just felt like, I don't know, that
it wasn't.
She didn't look like a soldier to me.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we're gonna put a bra in that armor.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, I also preferred Caden over Ashley.
Mm-hmm. I killed Caden.
Yeah. I think he gets more interesting if you keep him alive and you get to 3. He's a much more interesting character. He's more of a badass too.
It's one of those. I just didn't want to bother with him, so I just kind of okay, you're good.
He is really whiny in the first one. He is, but he's the greenhorn of the 3 human soldiers. That he's.
I guess, yeah.
So he has that kind of
tendency.
Yeah, because he was I think he was a lieutenant, and
yes.
Yeah, and you're a commander, which, as far as I know, that's above. That's a higher command, right?
Yeah, well, and if you're a commander, you're better than a lieutenant.
Yeah,
I should hope so.
You're right. And what was Ashley? I forget what she was.
No.
I think she was like gunnery chief.
Gunnery chief, yeah. Gunnery
chief is that above lieutenant or?
Well, must be.
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming it's got to be because, she put him down quite a bit. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's right because if you save Caden, he says that she's the superior officer to him. So,
right.
So yeah, that's but I preferred Caden. That's the moral of the whole thing.
That's the moral of the story. I liked Caden.
Caden was nice.
That's the moral. Be nice.
Yeah. Also, when you finally see him in 3, he's seen a lot more combat and he becomes more badass.
He's a chiseled soldier with piercing eyes and a sensitive soul.
And you can romance him in 3.
That's also
male or female.
That's why I killed him.
No, but it's really awkward if he plays a male and he romances you because you'll be on the Citadel and just be like, he'll sit you down and be like, hey, I have to talk to you. And it basically evolved into like, did you ever feel anything for me? Like, kind of like, he's like a high school... Like,
I chose you to live over Ashley. The one that aligns with my sexual preferences.
But it's like, it's really awkward. Like, I mean, like, I didn't pursue his romance at all, but the conversation still happens. And it's like, awkward. Like, you can totally shut him down and be like, no, I want to keep this professional, and you can just be buds. But it's really, it's like...
Can you really be buds after that?
I don't know. In real life, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't.
In real life, it wouldn't work. But like when you're playing through the game, it's like a cringe-worthy moment.
Oh,
it really is.
Don't, please.
It's like the same thing with the other male romance option on what's his name? I forget his name now, but he's
Cortez.
Yeah, Cortez. It's like a.
How did you forget about that? You were so adamant about when we were joking about doing this. You wanted Cortez so badly. You had a hard-on for Cortez.
Yo, because Cortez is a sexy man. All right, I'm sorry. You know, also, he's like the only Hispanic character in the entire game. I don't care what people say about what's his name, the other one, Meathead.
George.
That's what I always call him.
I don't know.
I don't remember his name. James.
James.
Yeah. What's his name? James Sanders. Like, what?
I thought that was Cortez for the longest time until I'm like, wait, that is not him. Because honestly, I was like, wait, oh.
Yeah, like, how is that? Like, he's supposed to be Hispanic, too, but he doesn't...
He's supposed to be Hispanic, but
yeah, like,
he's not Hispanic enough.
No, he's not. Like, and I also love how they waited until, like, the third game to introduce... Oh, yeah, by the way, there aren't just white and black people in the game.
Whoops.
I don't know. I always felt like that was a little weird that there weren't... Because the humans are supposed to be finally unified at this point. In like under a unified government, there's
kind of like Halo with the
the
Earth government.
Yeah, but
it's Futurama.
But you only really see influences from like the Americas.
Yeah,
like, and I'm not just saying like the United States, but also Canada, and like that's pretty much it. And I understand BioWare's
Mexico doesn't count.
Well, no, apparently not in the Mass Effect universe, but whatever. But I really, I don't know. I just thought it was a nice little addition, but I wish that there was more intermingling of the different Earth cultures.
Yeah,
which I would have appreciated. But whatever, you do what you can, and there are gonna be more games in this series. So
yeah,
whatever.
Eventually,
yeah.
I don't think they're just gonna cut Mass Effect.
Well, no, they've been talking about.
They're doing the prequel or whatever.
I have no idea what they're doing, but they're doing something. I know that. And you saw the kid run in there.
Yeah, I never noticed that he actually did that before.
Yeah, he runs in there. Also, if you miss a lot of your shots, Anderson will actually yell at you like, then I'll be like, have you forgotten to shoot or something like that. He's really he's kind of an asshole at that point.
See, look, I just reloaded, and now I'm out of ammo.
Yeah. But it's only when you kill that one. And you totally missed.
I missed you very much.
Alright, that one at least sort of counts.
I'm gonna die.
But suddenly you spawn back.
I took a few steps back when it started firing up the laser.
Yeah. And also, how do you not get destroyed by all that glass gets blown in your face?
I don't know. I don't question things in this game anymore.
No, you're right. You can't question too much because a lot of it, like we were saying, it's an action game, so they're going to just have set pieces.
Right. Like that husk coming through the door.
Yeah. Exactly. And
go this way, Anderson. Keith David, help me.
He will always be Keith David, no matter what. He can be, Admiral Anderson, but
or the Arbiter.
He's Keith David.
Or, what was his name from Modern Warfare 2? Sergeant Foley.
He's Keith David.
He's Keith David.
It also made me really sad when I saw him in Requiem for a Dream. Because he was such a bad guy in that movie.
Well, it's really weird that, like, when you see an actor who's usually a good, like, who portrays good people, turns into an antagonist. A good example is, Christopher Lloyd. He played Doc Brown in Back to the Future, and then he played Judge Doom in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's true.
It's like,
this
is a bit disturbing.
It is weird. But back to Mass Effect.
Get this train back on track.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the plot, that thingamajig.
The thingamajig happened, and then more stuff happened as a result.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
You can't save them all.
Yeah, you can't. You
I
can't
was gonna
save
say
them all.
something during this commentary that I'm providing.
I am forgetting what I was going to say. Like I was explaining to you before with the kid and the indoctrination theory and all that. We'll talk about that later because it involves a lot of the ending. But the kid is the first piece of evidence, quote unquote, of the indoctrination theory being real. And like I said, we'll talk about this later. But I would like that theory to be a viable option because it's interesting, but it just doesn't hold up when you really put it under scrutiny. At least some people may disagree with me. This is just my opinion. You know.
Well, that's why it's only a theory and not
exactly
canon.
Yeah. But it's really cool because then it would change the scope of any future games.
Yeah.
So it would provide an additional option to what you have at the end of this game, which I think is a really cool concept. At least the indoctrination.
Yeah, yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
talk about it later.
another Reaper lands in the harbor.
I also love how the Reapers are actually in the game space.
Yes,
Like it's not. Yeah.
It's not like a full motion video or something in the really far in the background. You can actually like shoot at them. I mean, it doesn't do anything. But
but if you have like antibiotic powers, you can shoot them and they will actually explode on contact on the Reaper.
Right, it's not going to just be like, it's there, but you can't hit it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What just blew up? I think it's a ship.
It is a ship.
Ah.
Yeah, and for some reason, there are other ships that are blowing up around you, but this is the only one that
does anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, the ship is blowing up. Okay. Oh, that ship's blowing up. Shockwave.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's weird.
Oh yeah, this is... Since we had to do this before, and we kind of screwed up at one point, and I kind of... maybe I can do it again, but...
We just have to do the dive.
Oh, damn.
No. But if
I did a tuck and roll over the edge, and I did kind of like a front flip.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting, and I wasn't expecting it. But these things really messed with me. The Reaper creatures in this game are much more disturbing than Mass Effect 2.
Well, they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be twisted versions of the races you're used to.
I know, but still, it's something you're not used to. So let's help this injured soldier because we're good guys.
I've always felt there should have been a more variety in the not weapons, the enemies. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Because you get about 6 different types. Like you have the cannibals, you have the husks, you have the
banshees.
the banshees, you have the marauders, and then you have the arachnid ones, the ravengers.
Yeah.
And then you also have the thingamajig, the big one. I always forget the name.
The tank.
Yeah, the tank one. And that's about it. Like, and then you have the special ones, like the big dragon-looking one that we're about to see coming up.
Well,
and once you go around the corner, it'll fly over you.
Yeah.
At least I think so. There it is, and you have that one, which I think only appears in about 2 or 3 missions.
Right, but we'll talk more about that next time. My name is Brian, and I'm joined with Eduardo. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.